How can you avoid the biggest storytelling mistake that people make? And I'm going to be sharing with you the simplest structure for a story today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to another episode of Hypnotic Storytelling. All right, cool. Let's get going. So, first of all, we're going to be. Ah. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Press the wrong button. That's what happens when you go live. All right, what's up, everyone? So today we're going to be talking about the simplest structure for a story and how you can tell powerful stories. Now, in order for a burger to be called a burger, you kind of need just a couple of things. You need the bottom bun, you need the burger, and you need the button, right? Like if you kind of don't have one of these elements, it's not going to be called a burger, right? So there are the almost essential elements that you need in order for a story to be called a story. And so I'm going to be talking to you about that. But like, have you ever tried to motivate people to do something, or you wanted them to take an idea, but it fell flat on your face? Have you ever experienced something along those lines? Or have you ever had a big idea that would really change people's lives, but when you tried to tell people, they just didn't care about it? And that's probably because you didn't have the right elements of a story. So how would you like a simple tool to help you avoid the biggest storytelling mistake? Now, I'll share with you what happened to me. So I had gone to a really powerful training at one point in time, and I came back from this training. And I came back, I was excited. I'd learned some really cool things. And I was like, oh my God, I want to share this with you. I want to share this with people. So I went around and I wanted to tell my story. And I'd go up to people and I was like, oh my God, wait, you got to hear this. It's going to transform your life. And I tried to tell them my story. But the challenge is when I started telling my story, I would be like, I just learned this cool thing. And I'd start from there. And what I noticed is, like, people just didn't care, and I had no idea why. I was like, why aren't people paying attention to like this thing I have is life changing. What's going on? I mean, like, for me, it was the biggest bit of information, but every time I told it to people, they didn't care like I cared. They weren't as excited about it as I got excited about it, and I couldn't figure out why. And so one day I'm sitting there. I was doing a webinar and I listened to a speaker called Russell Brunson, right? And he says, listen, if you want to teach something, you've got to tell them a story of what life was like before you learned this information. Because unless people know what the old normal was, what the old challenge was, unless they connect with what the problem was, they're not going to care about the solution. And it hit me. It was like this big penny dropped. I had this like aha moment. I just realized that every time I was sharing a story, I was starting from the middle of the story. I was telling them about what had happened, but I wasn't telling them about how I was before, the challenges that I had before. And here's the thing. If you want to write this down, write this down. If people don't connect, they don't care. If people don't connect, they won't care. And so you need people to connect to, if they want to connect to what the problem was before, what the challenge was before, in order for them to care about the solution. And here's the thing: most people make this mistake when they tell stories. Most people make this mistake. Businesses make this mistake. If you go and have an ad and they just tell you about the solution before they talk about what is the problem that they're fixing, then people don't care about the product. And so I want to help you avoid this mistake by giving you this simple 3-step formula for storytelling. Now, it may be obvious, it may seem obvious, these 3 steps, but most people don't do them. I didn't do them. And when you miss out, especially like the first step or the last step or the middle step, whatever, it's not a story. It's not a story that people will care about. And so I want to make sure that you have a story that people will care about. So here is the simple 3-step formula. But first of all, what's up, Marika? Great to see you. Always a pleasure. Great to see you tuning in. So here's the 3-step formula, and it's super simple. You got to start off with the before, the old normal. You got to let people know what life was like initially. Look at Star Wars. What was life like for Luke Skywalker initially? What was Harry Potter like? He was like living in his house. What was Cinderella? She was cleaning the floor. You got to let people know what the life was like before something happened, before the incident, before the transformation. Every powerful story you got to let people know what life was like, the old normal, what the life was like before, the old normal. And so the before, you got to let people know what life was like before. And then the second step is the incident, the event, the shakeup. So a story is only a story because you're going along a path and then something happens, an event, an insight, a problem, a whatever. Something happens to shake up the old normal. Okay, something has got to happen. Maybe you have a conversation. It could be as easy as a conversation. I put this picture because it's like someone showed up at my door. That's what makes a story, right? Like imagine I was just like, if I just said, I was, I was sitting there at home. That's not a story. Something's got to happen. Like something's got to interrupt you. Something's got to shake it up. So I was at home, and then you see the and then that part is where the storytelling kicks in. The and then part, and something happened, or then there was a knock on the door, or a package arrived, or I got a phone call, whatever it is, or I put up my I put on my laptop, I attended a webinar, and someone spoke. Whatever it is, you need to have the incident. So that's step number 2, the incident, the event, the shakeup. And then finally, what happened as a result of it, the after. See, as you think about it, it's very obvious, right? You need a before, the thing, and then the after, right? But a lot of people don't do it. So and as you can see in this video, I've shown you what was I like before. I was not using stories. I was trying to tell bad stories, and I wasn't getting anything out of it. So that was my before. What was the incident? The incident is I watched a webinar and I heard Russell Brunson speak. And now I'm going to share with you the after. Now I'm able to tell powerful stories. I'm able to speak very easily and tell stories whenever, wherever, by using this simple formula that any of you can use. So that is the after. That's my after as well. Now, what's up? It doesn't show me your name unless you I think you have to let StreamYard let it know. But morning. So great to see you, whoever you are. I'm guessing it's either Ibtisam or Muneer or someone. Great to see you guys nonetheless. But so that's the 3-step formula. Okay, the simplified version. We've got to start with the foundation. And yeah, it's Muneer. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? So in summary, tell people what the old normal was, what's the incident, and then the after. And those are the 3 simplest steps to any story. And with that, I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And remember, when you get people to connect, you get people to care. With that, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Peace out, one love, and I will catch you on another episode real soon. See you soon. Okay. Bye. Bye. Thanks, Marika. Great. I'm glad you liked it. I'll catch you soon. Take care. Bye, everyone.